والنجم إذا هوى ما ضل صاحبكم وما غوى.
And so finally, the primary and secondary meanings of words, this has to do with vocabulary. You remember, for example, the word hawa, which means to, to fall, or to rise also has to do with cowardice and other things, right? So there's primary meanings and there's secondary meanings, and that's a really important part of understanding the language of the Quran. Allah gave it to us in Arabic for a reason, because Arabic is rich. Every word has lots of nutrients in it, right? So there's the primary nutrient and there are these secondary nutrients that you and I have to understand as we go through the study of a surah. So that's something that we've discussed already. Today, I'm going to add something to that list. So how many items were there? 6, right? So this will be your number 7. This is, again, a very important concept in Meccan surahs. Allah taking oaths. Allah takes the qasam. Like wal asri, wal fajri, wal layli, wal adiyati, wal shamsi, etc., etc. I've talked about this many, many times. Right now, I'm going to keep it very brief. And the thing that I need you to know is there's 2 parts. There's the oath, or you can call it the subject of the oath and the object of the oath. Okay, there's 2 terms I want you to know: the subject of the oath and the object of the oath. Those of you who can write in Arabic, you can say al-qasam wa jawabul qasam. Al-qasam wa jawabul qasam. Those are the 2, the subject and the object. Now, I'll give you an example first so you understand this concept. If I say, I swear to God, I'm going to run away. I swear to God, I'm going to run away. God is the subject of the oath. So the subject means, who did you or what did you swear by? I swear to you, I didn't do it. Who's the subject? You. I swear by time, humanity is in loss. What's the subject? Time. He says, I swear by the olive, I swear by the fig, I swear by the mountain, I swear by. All of those are what? Subjects. They are the subject of the oath. Now, then there is the what? Object of the oath. Actually, I think I messed up the words. That was supposed to be the object. No, this is the object. The object is coming. Now, the object of the oath is going to be, I swear to God, I'm gonna run away. What's the object? I'm gonna run away. Now, imagine somebody came up to you and said, I swear to God. You're like, is there, okay, I got you the subject. Is there an object? Are we gonna go anywhere from this? The subject by itself is incomplete, isn't it? Except for my Arab friends. Wallah. Wallah what? Like, is there more? Is there something coming? No, it's just wallah, bro. Just wallah. It's wallah, bro. Wallah. It's mahdoof. But the thing is, when you take an oath, then you mention something after that, which is actually the thing you wanted to say. That's called the jawabul qasam, the object. Okay. Now the thing is, this object of the oath, this thing, the topic that you wanted to discuss, there's a relationship between the subject and the object. Always. You have to discover the relationship between the subject and the object. So old theories used to be, if Allah swears by the fig, that must mean the fig is really good to eat. If Allah swears by the sun, that means the sun is awesome. If Allah swears by time, time is amazing. If Allah swears by the stars are incredible. In other words, when He swears by something, He's just telling me how amazing it is. The problem with that is, then I can move the oath anywhere. It's still going to be amazing. I could replace wal asr with watteen, inna al-insana lafi khusr. And wattini wa zaytun with wal asri wa zaytun, because they're still awesome. Then it doesn't explain what's it doing here and what's that doing over there. You understand? So the oath that's taken is related to the subject that's coming. And discovering that requires contemplation. The easiest one to give you an example of is wal asri innal insana lafi khusr. What's The qasam. What's the subject? Time. Time as it's escaping. Time as it's squeezing out. And what's the object? What's the jawab al-qasam? Human beings are in loss. What's the relationship between time that's running out and human beings being in loss? Well, human beings can suffer all kinds of loss, health, wealth, loved ones. You could have all kinds of loss, but there's one loss that is always there. The ultimate loss of all losses, time. Like the biggest evidence of loss for a human being is actually time. So you see how there's a really deep connection between wal asr and Innal insana lafi khusr. There's more to it than that, but you get the idea. Now, the same thing is happening the question has to be asked about when najmi idha hawa. I swear by the star as it vanishes, or as it falls, or as it rises. What is its relationship with ma dhalla sahibukum wa ma ghawa wa ma yantiqu anil hawa in huwa illa wahyun yuha. What is the relationship between these two things? That's what we're going to try to wrap our head around. There's there are actually 7 items here in my own study, but the 7th item will have to wait until tomorrow. You're not ready for that yet, and I'm not ready to share that with you yet. That's the big one. But 6 items we can discuss today. Some of this we discussed yesterday, but I want your minds to be clear on some of these things. So one of the early opinions on when najmi idha hawa is that this is referring to stars when they start falling on Judgment Day. Right? And Allah does describe stars falling on Judgment Day in other places. In fact, that's also one of the opinions about Surah Al-Rahman. When Najmu wa shajaru yasjudan. Yasjudan is also falling down on the ground, and the stars are going to start. It's as if they're falling off, as if the Judgment Day has begun. Right? Now, interesting, when Najmu wa shajaru yasjudan, the idea then being Allah swears by the moment of Judgment Day. And then he's saying the man talking to you right now is not lost. He's not deviated. He's telling you something very serious. What's the most serious thing that he's telling you? The coming of Judgment Day, which will determine how you will live your life, who you're about to go meet. Not only will you meet Allah, you will meet your own deeds. All of it, the kind of the center of the message of Islam and the center of the message of Makkah and Quran is actually Judgment Day. That is when everything converges. Allah, this life, human beings, their deeds, the devils, the angel, all of it is all in this one union that we're all heading towards, right? So then a connection becomes, look, the stars are on the verge of falling. I swear by the stars that are about to fall. This person talking to you, your sahib, he's serious. He's not making this up. He's not making this up on his own. وَمَا يَنْطِقُ عَنِ الْهَوَىٰ. This is not from his own feelings. This is urgent. So that would be a connection between the qasam and the jawab al-qasam. Now let's look at another one. The piece by piece descent of the Quran. The najm, I told you, comes from the verb najjama, which means to send down in installments. And Allah is saying, as these installments that come and they keep coming on down, which is a secondary meaning of one najmi idha hawa, swearing by that, saying, the fact that the Quran keeps coming at the perfect occasion, the fact that the Quran keeps answering all of your questions, and Allah says, and they say this, tell them this, and they say this, tell them this, right? And it keeps stumping you over and over again. And then you ask questions. Oh, I bet he doesn't know the answer to this. And the Quran comes and gives an answer to it. The fact that that keeps happening is itself clear evidence that he's not making any of this up. مَا ضَلَّ صَاحِبُكُمْ وَمَا غَوَىٰ وَمَا يَنْطِقُ عَنِ الْهَوَىٰ. You see the connection? Okay. The other is the arrival of changing realities. The stars, the fall of the Pleiades constellation was actually associated with changing seasons, I told you. And Revelation has gone through many seasons and they've come and gone. The season of the Suhuf of Ibrahim came and it went. The season of the Tawrat given to Musa came and went. The Injil came and went. Those seasons are now over. And now, when the stars ultimately disappear? When the sun rises, right? When the sun rises, doesn't matter how many stars were in the sky, they all disappear. So you know what? Now all those seasons are over. The morning has begun, and the morning is an illusory reference to the coming of the Quran. This is not some man's own wishes and desires. This is the revelation that is the climax of all those seasons, all those nights. And by the way, there's a beautiful comparison between previous revelations and the Quran. Previous revelations had light in them. They had light in them too. Allah says, fihi hudan wa nur. Allah even says that. There's some light even in what is left of previous scriptures. However, it's being compared, their light is being compared here to the light that the stars give at night, and the Quran's light is being compared to the sun. Now, how much are you could see the light of the stars, but the light of the stars is not enough to illuminate the reality on this earth. You can't see far into the landscape. You can't see the dangers that lie ahead. Your view is limited. Though you can see them, they cannot show you the way as clearly anymore. Yes, you can get some guidance from the stars because the North Star is there and you can navigate your way, right? You can get وَمِن نَجْمِهُمْ يَهْتَدُونَ by way of the stars, they find their guidance. But man, by comparison, what has come finally is like the disappearance of the stars. They're no longer relevant. They're no longer needed. The ultimate light has now come. You know, it's interesting. The Prophet ﷺ in another place in the Quran is compared to the sun. You guys know that the sun is called Siraj in the Quran, right? وَجَعَلْنَا سِرَاجًا وَهَّاجًا in Surah An-Naba. And Rasul ﷺ is also called وَدَاعِيًا إِلَى اللَّهِ بِإِذْنِهِ وَسِرَاجًا مُنِيرًا. So the Prophet ﷺ is also called that brilliant lamp like the sun.